for number 1 under linear equations with constant coefficients, ang given natin ay nasa differential operator form at gagawin natin itong auxiliary equation form. Ilalabas natin yung m squared para mahanap natin yung mga roots, and m1 now is equal to 0, dalawang beses, at m2 is equal to negative 1/3, dalawang beses din. Y now is equal to c1 e raised to 0 times x plus c2 x e raised to 0 times x plus c3 e raised to negative 1/3 x plus c4 x e raised to negative 1/3 x. Makakancel yung e raised to 0 times x kasi 1 yung value nito. Tapos kapag i-simplify natin, ito yung magiging y natin. Moving on, ang given natin ay nasa standard form, kaya gawin natin itong differential operator form. Then after, gagawin natin itong auxiliary equation form, kaya magiging m cubed minus 2m squared minus 3m is equal to 0. Nalabas natin yung m para mahanap natin yung mga roots. m1 now is equal to 3, m2 is equal to negative 1, and m3 is equal to 0. Y is equal to c1e raised to 3x plus c2e raised to negative x plus c3e raised to negative 0 times x. Kakancel yung e raised to 0 times x kasi 1 yung value nito. Next, ang given natin ay nasa differential operator form. Ita-transform natin ito sa auxiliary equation at magiging m raised to 3 minus 4m squared plus 4m is equal to 0. Lalabas natin yung m at mahanap natin yung mga roots. Kaya ang m1 natin is equal to 0, ang m2 is equal to 2, dalawang beses. Ngayon, ang y natin is equal to c1 e raised to 0 times x plus c3 e raised to 2 times x plus c4 x e raised to 2x. Makakancel yung e raised to 0 times x at kapag i-simplify natin, ito na ang value natin ng ating y. Dito naman from the differential operator form, gagawin natin siyang auxiliary equation form. So magiging 2m raised to 4 minus 3m cubed minus 2m squared is equal to 0. Factor out natin yung m squared para makuha natin yung m1 which is equal to negative 1/2, m2 is equal to 2, m3 is equal to 0 dalawang beses. Ngayon, y natin is equal to c1 e raised to negative 1/2 x plus c2 e raised to 2x plus quantity c3 plus c4 x quantity e raised to 0 times x. Kakancel out natin yun kasi 1 value nito. Next, again, itong given ng differential operator form, gagawin nating auxiliary equation form. Kaya magiging m raised to 5 minus 16m cubed is equal to 0. Nalabas natin yung m cubed, mahanap natin yung mga roots. m1 is equal to 4, m2 is equal to negative 4, m3 is equal to 0, tatlong beses. Y now is equal to c1 e raised to 4x plus c2 e raised to negative 4x plus quantity c3 plus c4x plus c5x squared quantity e raised to 0 times x. Cancel out yun kasi 1 yun. So yung nasa loob ng parenthesis natin ay yung ating repeated roots. Itong given natin ay nasa differential operator form ulit siya, kaya gagawin natin siyang auxiliary equation. Kaya magiging m squared minus 2m plus 5 is equal to 0. Ang roots nito ay m is equal to 1 plus or minus 2i, imaginary. Kaya ang y nito is equal to quantity c1 cosine 2x plus c2 sine 2x quantity e raised to x. Ang ating given ay nasa differential operator form ulit siya, kaya gagawin natin siyang auxiliary equation form. Magiging m raised to 4 plus 5m squared plus 4 is equal to 0. Fa-factor natin ito para mahanap natin yung mga roots. m1 now is equal to negative 4, dalawang beses, and m2 is equal to negative 1, dalawang beses din. Dahil repeated yung mga roots natin, y now is equal to c1 e raised to negative 4x plus c2x e raised to negative 4x plus c3e raised to negative x plus c4x e raised to negative x. At kapag i-simplify natin to, ang y natin ay magiging ganito. Next, ang given dito is quantity d squared minus 2d minus 3 quantity multiplied to y is equal to 0 when x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0, and y prime is equal to negative 4. distribute y, this will become d squared y minus 2dy minus 3y is equal to 0. Substitute the given values, magiging d squared y minus 2 times negative 4 minus 3 times 0 is equal to 0. Solving this one, magiging d squared y plus 8 is equal to 0. At mula dito sa differential operator na form, gagawin natin itong auxiliary equation, kaya magiging m squared plus 8 is equal to 0. Kung saan m1 is equal to 0 plus or minus 2 squared of 2i. Dahil imaginary ang roots, y now will become c1 cosine 2 squared of 2x plus c2 sine 2 squared of 2x. This one is under non-homogeneous equations at ang given id squared times quantity t minus 1 quantity times y is equal to 3e raised to x plus sine x. Distribute natin yung d squared dun sa left part, magiging quantity t cubed minus d squared quantity times y is equal to 3e raised to x plus sine x. Para sa ating complementary solution, mula sa differential operator form, gawin natin itong auxiliary equation form, kaya magiging m cubed minus m squared is equal to 0. Ngayon, yung roots nito, m1 is equal to 1, m2 is equal to 0, dalawang beses. So, ang complementary solution ay c1 e raised to x plus c2 plus c3x. Para naman sa particular solution, r of x is equal to 3 e raised to x plus sine x. At ang roots ay equal to 1 kasi yung katabi ng x sa 3 e raised to x ay 1. At yung ibang roots ay 0 plus or minus i kasi yung value ng a sa sin x ay 0 at ang value ng b sa sin x ay 1. Ngayon, ang ating particular solution is equal to c1 e raised to x plus c2 cosine x plus c3 sin x. Ngayon, kukunin natin yung first derivative nito, which is equal to, first, ang derivative ng c1 e raised to x ay c1 e raised to x. Derivative ng c2 cosine x ay negative c2 sin x. Tapos ang derivative ng c3 sin x ay c3 cosine x. Kukunin natin ulit yung second derivative. So ang derivative ng c1 e raised to x ay c1 e raised to x. At ang derivative ng c2 sin x ay negative c2 cosine x. Ang derivative naman ng c3 cosine x ay negative c3 sin x. And kukunin natin ulit yung third derivative nito. Kaya ang c1 e raised to x ay magiging c1 e raised to x. At ang derivative ng negative c2 cosine x ay positive c2 sin x. At ang derivative ng negative c3 sin x ay negative c3 cosine x. Then, mula sa original na given, i-distribute natin yung y. And in this case, yung y is yp. Kaya magiging d cubed yp minus d squared yp is equal to 3e raised to x plus sin x. Isa-substitute natin yung third and second derivative ng yp, kaya magiging c1 e raised to x plus c2 sin x minus c3 cosine x minus c1 e raised to x plus c2 cosine x plus c3 sin x is equal to 3e raised to x plus sin x. Next is equate coefficients. So, magsisimula tayo sa e raised to x. Dito sa may left part, 0 kasi c1 e raised to x minus c1 e raised to x is 0. Makakancel out sila. Dito naman sa may right part, ang coefficient ng e raised to x ay 3. So, 0 is equal to 3. Para naman sa sin x, dito sa may left part, ang coefficients ng sin x ay c2 plus c3. Dito sa may right part, ang coefficient ng sin x ay 1. Next naman, ang cosine x. Ang coefficients ng cosine x dito sa left part is c2 minus c3. Dito sa may right part, wala tayong nakikitang cosine x, kaya 0. Para maharap natin yung value ng c3 at saka c2, isusubtract natin yung c2 plus c3 is equal to 1 sa c2 minus c3 is equal to 0. So, makakancel out yung c2. Matitira na lang is 2c3 is equal to, so 1 minus 0 is equal to 1. C3 is equal to 1 half. Tapos dun sa C2 plus C3 is equal to 1, substitute natin yung 1 half para mahanap natin yung value ng C2, which is 1 half. So yung YP natin is equal to 1 half cosine x plus 1 half sine x. Nawala na yung C1 e raised to x kasi 0 yung value nito. Para sa y is equal to yc plus yp. So magiging y is equal to C1 e raised to x plus C2 plus C3x plus 1 half cosine x plus 1 half sine x. Next, ang given is quantity d squared plus 1 quantity times y is equal to sine x. So para sa complementary solution, gagawin nating auxiliary equation form yung given na differential operator form. So magiging m squared plus 1 is equal to 0. At ang roots is equal to 0 plus or minus I. So yc now is equal to c1 cosine x plus c2 sine x. Para naman sa particular solution, r of x is equal to sine x. At ang m is equal to 0 plus or minus I. Kasi yung value ng a sa sine x is 0 at yung value ng b sa sine x is 1. So yp is equal to c1 cosine x plus c2 sine x. Ngayon, kukunin natin yung derivative ng yp. So ang derivative ng c1 cosine x is negative c1 sine x. At ang derivative ng c2 sine x is c2 cosine x. Kukunin natin ulit yung second derivative. So, ang derivative ng negative c1 sine x is negative c1 cosine x. At ang derivative naman ng c2 cosine x is negative c2 sine x. Mula sa original na given, isa-substitute natin yung y. In this case, yp. So, magiging d squared yp plus yp is equal to sine x. Isa-substitute natin yung second derivative at yung yp. So, magiging negative c1 cosine x minus c2 sine x plus c1 cosine x plus c2 sine x is equal to sine x. Lahat ng mga nandito sa left na part ay maka-cancel out. So, magiging 0 siya. So, 0 is equal to sine x. So, yp is equal to 0. Ngayon, ang y is equal to yc plus yp. Since yung yp natin ay 0, ang y ngayon is equal to c1 cosine x plus c2 sine x.